All right, so the next course, we're going to do a roast pork loin. Unfortunately, it's going to be really fast, so I hope you guys can pay attention to this one because it's going to be quick. Okay, so we're going to do it. We're going to do a pork loin, but first, two guys walk into a bar. No, just kidding. All right, so what I've got is I've got a piece of pork loin here. The other half of it I've cooked off, and I'll show you in just a second. All I'm going to do, I can actually do it right here on this plate. I'm going to crust it with garlic. All right, this is chopped garlic. Just crust it with chopped garlic. It's a lot of garlic. Now, what happens is this will cook up really sweet, and it'll be a crust on the outside, but the inside will remain nice and tender. But it won't have the strong garlic flavor in the middle. It's just on the crust. That's why we're putting it on the outside, right on top of the fat. It's what we all pick at. You know, when you go buy the roast and it's on the counter, you pick the worst part. This is what we're doing, okay? And I'm going to put on some salt and pepper, okay? Again, it looks like a lot, but when this melts, it all goes into the pan and it's gone away. And I've got some fresh herbs that have already been chopped. I've got some, mostly rosemary, some oregano and parsley, and I'm just patting that right into the crust, okay? And so you can see the crust on that, okay? So that'll make a real nice crust. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into a pan. What's that?
Sexy and we know it.
That's it. There you go. All right. So now I'm going to send this back to the oven, and Michelle should have it ready for me. What we do is we serve at home. We have the meat and the salad together. In America, everybody has the salad first course. I think that was invented by the restaurants to give everybody something to do while they waited for their entree to cook. So we're going to do it this way. That pan is right up there on the back.
Good, I get it.
Yep. And so all I'll do is I'll send this back. We cook this for about 20 minutes at 300 degrees. Check the internal temperature. If it's 165 degrees, that's when I pull it out. And then the finished product comes out looking like this. Okay? So that's the crust, if you can see that, okay? When you're ready to serve it, typically, can I have a knife? Typically, I serve this with a little bit of polenta or risotto or something like that. We're going to be serving it tonight with polenta. And if you just watch, that crust holds together, and we just cut this off. We can lay that right out on the plate, and this is what the finished product looks like. Okay, it looks real good. We're going to serve that with a little sauce we made right in the pan. Again, that's all I've done to this. I beg your pardon?
I can make them tomorrow.
Yes, you can. You can make the raviolis tomorrow too if you have all day. That's why we only do the raviolis twice a year. Okay? Yeah, that's good. I don't make them. That's right.
You bake that
Uncovered so that it browns and crisps up. This is actually firm to the touch. Now, what we're also going to make is a radicchio chicory and escarole salad. We just use a little bit of vinegar and oil with that.
Essentially, this is something we traditionally do, and as Mark mentioned, this whole business of having salad before you eat is really an American tradition. If you're doing it continental, you have it with your second or third course, and certainly not with the other. Now tonight, what you're going to get is chicory, the escarole, and radicchio. Okay, and essentially we're just going to break it up into pieces, and it'll come out looking like this, and it's going to be this simple. This is not going to be fancy. And by the way, let me mention, I'm going to say me. I don't. What happened to the? Right where he said he. All we're using is just extra virgin olive oil. Just drizzle a little on there. Now my mother used to make a vinegar that was wine vinegar and cider vinegar mix. We've graduated up to some good solid balsamic vinegar. So, yeah, and it's Doesn't take a lot. Now, what I was going to mention is we don't use salt. Salt you can add, you can't take it out, so that when you get your salad tonight, if you think you need a little bit more salt, add it, because it's not coming with it. Okay, and then we just toss it, and it's as simple as that. And this comes with the meat course at the time, well, when the meat, and usually the meat includes, the sauce meat that we, well, gravy is depending how you say it.
Meat
We
sauce.
called it sauce. It's meat sauce, and you can add whatever spices you need to the salad. But nonetheless, you serve it with meatballs, the sausage. But my mother always had a pork roast with the ravioli. So when we sat down to dinner, you sat down for 4 to 4.5 hours. It was not a case where you ran in and sat down and ate and everybody took off. You sat around, you argued, you laughed, you did whatever you had to do, and you took some time in between each course digesting, and the idea of the salad coming at the end of it helped your digestive system rather than getting it up front just to take up some time. So we would have soup, we would have an antipasto. We had the cabbage and tuna antipasto, or you could have some sandwich meats or some other thing like salami or prosciutto, something else, cheeses and otherwise that you could nibble on. And then we would have soup. We'd have the pasta, which was the ravioli. And then you had the roast pork with sausage and meatballs and salad, and then dessert. And then usually more than enough to drink all during that period of time as well. So that was our typical holiday thing. Right? So enjoy it.
All right.
Like
All
we
right,
mentioned,
so we're
if you like the sauce, that you had with the raviolis, maybe we'll show you how to do that someday. Okay. Not next month.
I try.
We'll work on it. Okay.
All right, so we're
So
going to
you're
serve
all
that.
set.